Hello, I'm back. Go. So I'm just gonna share this to the Discord again. Hello, Mr. Critic. No problem, it crashed anyway. I think I'm gonna have to get this PC checked out by somebody to find out why it's crashing. But I think I've run out of options now. I don't know what's going on, why is it crashing? Why would you do that? I'm gonna look at this now, why somebody would crawl into a Z crack. Perhaps it's time for an upgrade. Maybe it is. Lol, I can't wait for this. Alright, let's get on with it then. YouTube. Light mode again. Oh no, it saved itself as dark mode. That's good. On the Verge. So this is the one I'm gonna be looking at. By the way, On the Verge, subscribe to him and show him some support. We're watching his video, so yeah, he should get support for that. He's at 75k subs. We should try and get him up to 100,000. Hello, Guillermo. Was it you who crashed my stream? Okay, looking at this thumbnail, right? I don't know how you end up like this. It looks like that L shape which we was watching last time. The guy crawling into an L shape, but this time it's... How do you even bend like that in the first place? Look at his back. And this guy here, he's stuck right in the perfect hole for his head shape. Well, let's see then.
Today, we will be looking at two horrifying caving stories that went horribly wrong. The first
Can everybody hear the sound alright?
incident was entirely avoidable. The cavers had already
The first incident was entirely avoidable. You know what that means? We're gonna see something stupid.
survived a near-death experience, one that should have sent them back, but instead, they pushed deeper, straight into a nightmare that defies human comprehension.
Hold on a minute, let me hear that again.
Already survived a near-death experience.
You survive an almost near-death experience and you still keep pressing on into the cave. I think you're about to deserve what's about to come.
One that should have sent them back, but instead, they pushed deeper, straight into a nightmare that defies human comprehension. And just when you think it can't get worse, the next story delivers something even darker. A life or death situation, ending in the ultimate betrayal by the companion he trusted. As always,
A betrayal. Amazing. We got some drama in this one.
viewer discretion is advised. On January 25th, 1986, 4 cave explorers gathered for a caving expedition that they were planning for a very long time. Parker's Pit Cave draws experienced spelunkers from across the Midwest, with its technical challenges and deep vertical drops. The cave system requires advanced rappelling skills and specialized equipment to navigate safely.
Hold on a minute. Why would you look at that and think, I want to go inside that hole? That looks like where crap comes out of. Hello, Sean Franklin.
Draws experienced spelunkers from across the Midwest, with its technical horizontal caves where one can walk or crawl through passages. Vertical caves like Parker's Pit demand absolute precision in rope work and equipment rigging. On that January morning, the 4 arrived at the cave entrance, equipped with what they believed was the proper gear for the challenging descent ahead. The group
Right, they equipped themselves with what they believe was the proper gear. That's passable.
included experienced cave explorers who had tackled similar vertical systems before. But experience means nothing when basic safety procedures are abandoned. The team prepared to descend.
Yes, that's always a lesson to be learned. Experience means nothing when basic safety procedures are abandoned. Just like that one with the dad yesterday who had 20 years of experience, but because he didn't refuel his lights, it all went to waste. And then he put his kids in danger because he didn't refuel the lights.
Descend into the depths of Parker's Pit. Their first major obstacle was the upper bound, a vertical drop of 22 feet, 6.7 meters, that required careful rappelling technique to navigate safely. The upper bound represented a deadly hazard waiting to claim its next victim. A fall from 22 feet, 6.7 meters, onto solid limestone could shatter bones, crush skulls, and snap spines like twigs. 2 of them successfully completed their descent down the upper bound,
Why would you want to crawl into the earth like that?
using proper rappelling technique and safety equipment. They reached the bottom of the pit safely and prepared to continue deeper into the cave system, unaware of the disaster that was about to unfold above them. The 3rd began his descent, but he had made a critical and potentially fatal error in rigging
Let me guess, he didn't secure the rope at the top, he didn't check it. And now it's about to drop off and they can't get back out again.
his rappelling equipment. He was using a carabiner brake bar device, a common piece of caving equipment designed to control the speed of descent down a rope. When properly rigged, this device allows to descend smoothly and safely, with complete control over their rate of descent. However, proper rigging requires the rope to follow a specific path through the carabiner and around the brake bar. The rope must pass through the carabiner, over the brake bar, and then back down through the carabiner again. This configuration creates the friction needed to control the descent and prevent a dangerous free fall. Unfortunately, the 3rd in line catastrophically failed to complete this rigging sequence.
Amazing. Years of experience and then he makes this mistake. I don't think he has any experience at all.
His rope went through the carabiner and over the brake bar, but he had neglected the crucial final step of threading it back down through the carabiner. This incomplete rigging meant that his brake bar device was essentially useless, providing no friction or control over his
What an idiot. What an idiot.
descent. The deadly trap was set. Death waited 22 feet.
Look who the hell jumps down a pit, not checking that the equipment is right. Do you want to die? Do you want to break your bones? I think he wants to break his bones.
6.7 meters below on the limestone floor. As he stepped off the edge to begin his rappel, The improperly rigged equipment immediately failed to provide any braking action. The rope slipped freely through his device, and he realized with pure terror that he was falling. The cave walls rushed past him in a blur as he plummeted through the darkness with a sickening whoosh of displaced air. Gravity seized his body and accelerated him down.
Wow, that looks like the well in Mortal Kombat 4 when you lose to the arcade tower and you're falling down the well.
At an ever-increasing speed, while the others watched helplessly in absolute horror. His body struck the limestone floor with a loud impact. The rest of the team was ready to find their companions.
I hope I'm guessing this is the guy that they're gonna abandon. Let's see. They're probably thinking, why did we bring this idiot, man? He's dumb.
Broken body sprawled on the limestone, and they rushed towards him. When the other reached the impact site, they discovered something that defied all logic and expectation.
What could it be? What could it be that defied all logic and expectation?
Impact site, they discovered something that defied all logic and expectation. The fallen cave explorer was conscious and moving. Somehow, impossibly, he had survived the catastrophic fall that should have ended his life. By some impossible stroke of fortune, he had survived what should have been a fatal accident. He struggled to his feet, shaken but apparently uninjured. His survival was nothing short of miraculous. However, the psychological trauma was immediate and severe. His hands shook uncontrollably as the reality of what had happened sank in. He had just experienced his own near death and was not in the right mental frame to continue. At that point, the wise decision would have been to head back. However,
yeah, the wise decision is to get him out of there. He's not ready. He didn't even break a bone. I guess we'll find out.
In a decision that bordered on insanity, the group chose to continue deeper into Parker's pit.
They probably looked at him and thought, nah, man, we're not wasting our trip because of this guy. Because of this idiot.
Rather than immediately evacuating to seek medical attention. The spelunker who had just survived
The word, however, spelled doom.
What should have been a fatal fall, insisted he was fine and wanted to continue with the planned exploration.
I failed the first test of the cave. Don't worry, guys, I'm fine. I'm sure I can handle the rest of the challenges of the cave, even though I failed the very first test of climbing down properly. I don't have the skill to explore this cave, but I'm gonna come with you and do it anyway. The wise decision would be to rethink their life choices. Well, let's see where stupid gets them.
Decision demonstrated the dangerous mindset that kills cavers. The belief that surviving one close call means you are invincible. They descended deeper into the cave system, where the passages...
Surviving one close call means you're invincible. You're dumb. You're dumb. I'm sorry. You're dumb.
Became more technical and the dangers multiplied. The cave system's most notorious feature awaited them deeper underground, a passage known as the Z-Bend. This formation...
Can someone please tell me how the hell you're supposed to bend around this? I would not even bend through this one here, let alone over here.
Formation is no less than a nightmare, a series of tight constrictions that forced explorers to contort their bodies through spaces barely large enough for human passage. The Z-Bend had earned its fearsome reputation by trapping people in positions where they could neither advance nor retreat. The first one entered feet first and on his belly.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, he's entering the Z-Bend like this. How is he gonna bend? Let's see.
He wriggled his way through the passage.
Get the hell out of here. How did he bend his knees around that? I don't know what possesses these people to do this, man. This is just so dumb.
Passage and moved towards the first sharp bend. As he did so, He warned others about how tight it was. The second one
God's sake, man. Hey guys, this hole is really tight. I'm just giving you a warning. So make sure you all follow me. All four of you, all three of you. Bet you one of the guys goes in head first and gets stuck.
in the group followed behind. He also went feet first, however. He went in lying on his back. When he entered the Z-bend, he immediately encountered the passage's deadly nature. The limestone walls seemed to grip his body, holding him in place as he
The limestone walls are gripping his body. That's a sign to get the hell out of there. Don't go down further. Get out of there.
tried to work his way through the constricted space. With each movement, the rock seemed to tighten its grip, compressing his chest and making breathing increasingly difficult.
Oh my god, man. Why do you do this, you stupid people?
Within moments, just at the first sharp turn, he realized he was trapped. The limestone had him in its deadly embrace, and panic began to set in as he discovered he could neither move forward nor backward through the constricted passage. His
Wow. Amazing. Now he's trapped this guy down here. Even Havoc would bend himself this way.
situation quickly became life-threatening. The Z-bend compressed his chest, making each breath a struggle against the crushing pressure of solid rock. Panic
You know, before you stick yourself in a bend like that, you might feel mounting pressure, which is like, okay, I can't do this. Then you pass that point and go ahead and do it anyway. Was it to like achieve a triumph of coming out on the other side?
made the situation worse. As his muscles tensed with fear, his body expanded slightly, making the already impossibly tight passage even more constricting. The stone walls that had seemed merely tight now felt like they were actively trying to crush the life from his body.
Could be an
The others could
adrenaline
hear
high.
him cry for help. Time was running out.
For God's sake, man.
If they could not extract him quickly, the Z-bend would claim another victim. The rescue attempt began immediately, but the confined space of the Z-bend made every movement dangerous for both the victim and his would-be rescuers. One of them positioned himself behind the trapped man, while the other worked from ahead, both risking their own entrapment in the
Oh, look, what am I doing? I should be having your comments on the side over here. Hold on. There you go. Now you're live on the side right here. All right, let's do this. There you go. Now you're in the live stream. Hello, Brooklyn Guy fan. See, when you can't even breathe without your body pressing against the wall, it might be a little bit too much. And it's not enough to tell these dumb guys not to carry on going.
the deadly passage. The limestone seemed to fight their every effort. Each attempt to shift
What's up, Mr. Critic, live on the side after hours.
the trapped man's position met resistance from the unyielding rock walls. The rescuers themselves were forced into awkward, uncomfortable positions that threatened to trap them as well in the stone maze. The trapped victim's breathing grew more labored with each passing minute as the rock continued to compress his chest. His face was pale and drawn as oxygen deprivation began to take its toll. Inch by agonizing inch,
Is this the same guy that fell?
they worked the trapped guy through the deadly passage. Every small movement
I still can't get over that dad bringing their two kids inside a cave with a dead torch. Yeah, 20 years of experience. And for what? What are these so-called cave divers doing? If they're so uncomfortable, then why go into that small passage? You tell me.
Movement was a victory
I'm
against
just as puzzled as you are.
the limestone that seemed determined to claim another victim. The rock scraped against flesh and tore at clothing as they forced their way through spaces that seemed too small for human passage. Their trapped friend's strength was
You know, if I was passing through these caves, right, and I'm trying to squeeze through something, if I feel any pressure on my body, my first thought would be, if I even manage to get past this point, how the hell am I gonna come back out? No, I am not going any further. I'm getting out of here. Why enter the Earth's crust and crawl around like an insect in general? I don't know. You know what? After this story, I'm gonna go find a caver, like a live video like this. I want to see if there must be people who ask them the same question. I want to see what answer they give.
almost gone when they finally managed to work him through the worst of the constriction. His body slipped through the narrowest point of the Z-bend, just as his endurance reached its limit. A few more minutes, and the passage would have claimed his life through exhaustion and oxygen deprivation. The successful extraction marked the end of what had become a nightmare expedition into Parker's Pit. 2 potentially fatal incidents in a single caving trip represented an extraordinary concentration of deadly encounters that should have left at least one of them dead. The group finally began their retreat from the cave system, climbing back up the same
Damn,
passages
at least they didn't try to press further, so I'll give them that much.
that had nearly claimed 2 lives. The psychological toll of the day's events was evident in all 4 of them as they made their way back to the surface.
2 of them are not going caving ever again.
The easy camaraderie of the morning had been replaced by the haunted expressions of people who had looked death in the face and somehow lived to tell about it. In this next story, what started as a routine
Oh no, not underwater. Come on, cave diving is one thing, but cave diving underwater. Ah, man, what are we gonna see?
descent turned into a brutal fight for survival, made worse by a betrayal no one saw coming. The hills of
A betrayal. I'm excited to see what this betrayal's gonna be.
Texas hide many secrets beneath their surface. One of the most dangerous lies just outside Wimberley in Hayes County, where Jacob's Well opens into the earth like a deceptive invitation. What appears as a peaceful spring-fed pool masks one of the deadliest underwater cave systems in America. On the evening of November 23rd,
And people still go in there.
1983, 2 young men would learn this truth too late, leading towards an unimaginable betrayal. Richard Patton was 22 years old and passionate about diving. He and his companion were both students in an advanced
If you're passionate about diving, go dive out in the ocean. Why dive inside the Earth's crack? The water is just overkill. Like, seriously, if you get stuck in a crack underwater, you deserve it. He's gay, by the way, the guy said it. Did he?
old and passionate about diving. He and his companion were both students in an advanced diving class at Southwest Texas State University. Their instructors described them as extremely experienced and very intelligent divers. They knew
His
the risks
companion.
of cave
Okay, so I'm guessing they had like a lover's tiff, and that's why the betrayal happened down underwater.
diving and had the skills to handle most underwater challenges. But Jacob's Well was different from other dive sites. Signs posted around the spring warned visitors that diving was strictly prohibited. The
Signs are prohibiting you, and you still go ahead and do it.
warnings existed for good reason. Over the
I'm sure they did.
previous decades, numerous divers
Is he gonna try and insert himself in this tiny crack?
had lost their lives in the cave's dark passages. The spring had earned a deadly reputation among the diving community. Despite the warnings, Patton and his friend decided to explore the forbidden cave that Wednesday evening. They arrived at Jacob's Well.
Have you also noticed that you never see women doing this shit? No. No, you do see women doing this shit. I've seen other videos as well where women are joining along. There was this one woman, I'll show you the thumbnail. What that woman got was so deadly. There it is. Wow, what a coincidence. There it is. That's a woman. But this is not the one. She's stuck like this with legs spread open like that. But I'm gonna show you another one.
In this
one
video,
is
we will be
deadly. Alright, let me find the thumbnail. Where is it? That thumbnail is scary. Oh, there it is. This one. This woman falls from a height and that sharp rock goes right up in the wrong place. Men enter cracks right, but the crack entered her. And it shattered the bone in her hips. Imagine that underground, man. Oh. Maybe this is the next one to watch. Cave diving seems terrifying to me because you don't know what will happen and yet you can't focus on any of it. There could be spiders. You're worried about spiders in the cave. You should interview a cave diver for a video. Yeah. I wonder if Josh has done any cave diving. Or Cortez. Cortez has probably done some cave diving. I could interview him. Anyway, yeah. That's that. Women do this stuff as well.
Around 8:30 p.m., equipped with standard scuba gear and underwater lights. The surface of the water looked calm and inviting in the fading daylight. The two
I don't like spiders either, but if I'm deep underground in the cave, spiders not gonna be my worry. Getting stuck is gonna be the worry. Was Cortez the one who didn't check his rappel? Got stuck in the Z-bend. I don't know, I'll have to interview him when he comes back.
Two divers entered the water and began their descent into the cave system. Jacob's Well drops straight down through limestone walls, creating a vertical shaft that extends deep into the earth.
Okay, that's enough to make me turn around and go home.
As they descended, the natural light from the surface faded, leaving only their artificial lights to guide the way. As they descended into the dark limestone shaft, neither diver attached a guideline to mark their path back to the surface.
Smart. So smart. Don't attach a guideline to mark your way back to the surface. Clever. Smart ideas. Ask Cortez what he thinks of Darth Vader being Spock's dad. Well, since you're in the Discord, why don't you do it? But I need him to come back first. That too, getting stuck in a cave diving expedition with practically no communication to call for help is also terrifying to me.
This critical safety measure, standard practice in cave diving, would have provided them with a critical safety measure.
Look at that. This guy is diving inside a narrow crack with equipment. You have gotta be an idiot to do that. I'm sorry, but this is just suicide. Oh damn, I just demonetized the stream. Oh well.
In cave diving would have provided them with a direct route to the entrance, no matter how disoriented they became in the maze of passages below. Without this lifeline, they were diving blind into one of the most dangerous underwater cave systems in the world. At approximately 90 feet,
Diving blind into an underwater cave system. Retard alert, retard alert. Wow, 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 wow. Retard alert, retard alert.
27 meters below the surface, they reached a critical point in the cave system. Here, a small passage led deeper into the underground network. This passage
What the hell? We're talking about Cortez and you just showed up like the devil or something. Are you the devil?
had been sealed with a metal grate in 1979 after rescue teams failed to recover a body from beyond that point. The authorities had installed the barrier to prevent other divers from venturing into the
Right, there's a barrier there. What do you think they're gonna do with the barrier? Look at that, he's even got the date down. No idea who Cortez is, but alright, more of Guillermo's drama-hungry bullshit.
the most dangerous part of the cave. But when Patton and his companion arrived at the 90-foot mark, they discovered the metal grate was gone. Someone had removed or destroyed the safety barrier, leaving the
How do you do that? And how did they even know there was a metal grate there?
deadly passage open once again. Faced with the open passage, the two divers made a decision that would prove catastrophic. They decided to continue deeper into the cave system. The passage ahead was too narrow for them to swim through while wearing their bulky scuba tanks on their backs. To proceed, they removed their tanks and began pushing the heavy
Come on now, that is a bad sign, having to remove your equipment. Turn around, go home, it's not too late.
equipment ahead of them through the tight space. They kept the breathing hoses in their mouths, drawing air from the tanks as they moved forward. This technique, while risky, allowed experienced divers to navigate spaces too small.
What the hell, there's a puddle of water up on the ceiling?
While risky, allowed experienced divers to navigate spaces too small for normal scuba diving. The limestone walls pressed in around them as they squeezed deeper into the narrow
The point where you have to squeeze is the point where you decide, nope, turn around, go home.
tunnel. Every movement had to be calculated.
If
and
I was a
careful.
cave diver, I would just go down a few feet deep, but not too deep where I could get stuck. And just go back after a few minutes of being in the cave.
The passage seemed to grow tighter with each push forward. The rough stone scraped
Oh, for God's sake, man. If it's growing tighter, what do? Stop. Turn around. Leave. Go home. Do not go further down into the squeeze.
scraping against their equipment and bodies. Their lights cast eerie shadows on the cave walls, creating a maze of rock formations that all looked identical in the darkness. Then, disaster struck. The passage was more difficult than they expected. As they worked their way through the narrow
The passage was more difficult than they expected. Turn around and go home.
limestone tunnel, Patton's tank
I wouldn't be a cave diver at all, Brooklyn. Are you a secret cave diver or something weird? How you just show up on this stream like it got recommended to you?
became wedged against the cave walls. Despite their efforts, they could not free the trapped equipment. The tank
You morons. You morons.
was stuck fast, and their air supply was now divided between them. Both divers made the decision to abandon the jam tank. They would have to share the remaining air supply and retreat to the surface immediately. This technique, called buddy breathing, required them to pass
Buddy breathing. That sounds pretty gay, that does.
immediately. This technique
Buddy breathing. What do you think, Panda?
called buddy breathing, required them to pass the breathing regulator back and forth, taking turns breathing from the
I'd be pissed off if my partner had got his equipment stuck and I had to share my air with him.
single tank. With their air supply limited and time running out, Patton and his companion began their emergency ascent toward the cave entrance. In the dark, confusing maze of underwater passages, navigation became critical. One
Ah, yeah, alright, I see. In the South African prison.
wrong turn could mean the difference between life and death. But in their haste and with their attention focused on sharing the dwindling air supply, the two divers made a fatal error. Instead of following the passage back to the main entrance, they swam up into what cave divers call a blind chimney. This dead-end passage led upward but had no connection to the surface. As they ascended the false passage, their shared air supply continued to diminish. When they reached the top of the chimney, they discovered their mistake. Above them was
Hello, Fernie, what's up? Into cave diving stuff, hey dude, you're gonna give it a go or these videos putting you off? There's no way in hell I'm ever gonna give this BS a go. No way.
solid rock, not the opening to Jacob's Well. They were trapped in a dead end with almost no air remaining. With seconds left before their air ran out completely, the unthinkable happened. Faced with the choice between certain death for both of them or trying to save himself, Patton's companion made the most agonizing decision a person can face under.
Man, this is not a betrayal. This is just like, you're an idiot. You lost your equipment. You were stupid enough to go get your equipment stuck down there. Why should I die because you got your equipment stuck because you wanted to go deep into the Earth's crack underwater? There's nothing wrong here. There's no betrayal here. Too many stories of professionals perishing. Not for me, mate. Not for me either. Like, there's no... Linkway grit doesn't go down into the Earth's crack.
Water. In what must have felt like the ultimate betrayal to both men, he abandoned his friend in the blind chimney. The companion left Patton alone in the dark, dead-end passage and swam back down.
Nothing wrong here. There's nothing wrong here. What can you do? Stuck in a slippery, wet crack, struggling to breathe. All that's missing the soap, and it would be perfect retelling of mine. I think you're taking it a little bit too far now. Like, I have a vivid imagination, and you're creating pictures in my brain which I don't want to make. Time. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Hold on. How do we do this again? There we go. That one made me uncomfortable.
Hoping to find the correct route to the surface. It was a desperate gamble that went against every instinct of partnership and loyalty that divers depend on. But with their air supply exhausted and both men facing death, someone had to try to reach the surface to call for help.
There's nothing wrong here. The idiot lost his equipment, that's what happens.
Fighting against panic and oxygen deprivation, he managed to locate the proper route and swam to safety. The companion surfaced to Jacob's Well, gasping for air and calling for help. But Richard Patton remained trapped in the underwater dead end, with no air supply and no way to reach the surface. Search and rescue teams arrived quickly, but it was too late to save Patton. The young diver had drowned in the blind chimney. Another
Man, that must be scary, getting stuck underwater like that. Who told you to go in there? Last time I went cave diving, the husband wasn't too impressed. Bruh. Her husband. I'm sorry, man, I gotta do this. We got a new person timed out today.
victim of Jacob's Well's deadly maze. On Thursday morning, November 24th, recovery divers brought his body to the surface. The tragedy made headlines across Texas. Newspapers reported the story of the experienced diver who had lost his life in the forbidden
Wow, he's a really experienced diver. You can tell he's experienced. He's dead.
cave. The Austin American-Statesman
Divers feel deadly as fascination for treachery of Jacob's well.
ran an article titled, "Divers Feel..."
Why he get timed out? Because he put a message out there. Yeah, man, congratulations, Fernie. The message was, last time I went cave diving, the husband wasn't too impressed. You know what? That might be my dirty mind thinking. What do you mean by cave diving? Sorry. I think that's my dirty mind. Can someone give me a timeout?
Deadly fascination for treachery of Jacob's well, highlighting the spring's dangerous attraction for underwater explorers. Cave diving experts who analyzed the incident identified several factors that contributed to
Hold on. You know what? After watching 3 of these videos, I'm a cave diving expert now. And my, what did he say?
Experts who analyzed the incident identified several factors that contributed
Okay.
to Patton's death.
Okay, I've analyzed as well, and here's my contribution to the investigation. If there's a squeeze and you're trying to get through, especially underwater, you're dumb. You're dumb. There's like, if you come back to the surface of the earth, what contribution are you going to give to humanity with a brain that's dumb enough to go and squeeze through cracks in the earth? What are you going to give to humanity? What are you going to contribute to society? Fernie says, I didn't even clock that. I meant about the wife, but now you make it sound super pride style. When you said cave diving and husband, I thought, what do you mean cave diving and husband? Like, cave diving into the husband? Why do I have to say that, man?
Missing safety grate had removed a crucial barrier that...
Look, here's how you stay safe from getting trapped down in the earth's crack. Let me give you some advice. When your friend comes and says, hey, you want to come cave diving? I found this cave called the Devil's Ass Crack. You want to explore with me? I want to explore the Devil's Ass Crack. Come on, let's go. We'll tell everybody we went in the Devil's Ass Crack. Immediately, I would unfriend that guy. I would not even, I'd be like, okay, our friendship's broken today. Go and explore the Devil's Ass Crack by yourself. I'm not getting stuck in a place called that. What if you come in the cave with your friend and get lost? I don't know, you can like find ways to pass the time. Sing or something.
It was installed specifically to prevent divers from entering the most dangerous part of the cave system. Without this warning, the passage appeared navigable to experienced divers.
Navigable. That's a new word. Navigable.
The decision to remove their tanks and push them through the narrow passage was a recognized technique among advanced cave divers.
That is a dumb technique.
But it significantly increased the risk of equipment problems. When Patton's tank became jammed, it created an emergency situation that required...
I think it was a mistake putting this chat on the live because look at this T995 comment. Staying after coming in the cave with your friend. Of course. I wouldn't take my family in there like some people. I honestly don't know how you can put that risk on a loved one. Yeah. Why would you do that? Hello, Zateran. Welcome.
Required perfect execution to survive. Most critically, the divers had not used a guideline to mark their route through the cave system. Guidelines are considered essential safety equipment for cave diving.
I don't understand how all these cave divers are experienced when they don't even do basic safety stuff. If you go in the frigging earth underwater, the least you can do is put a safety line to find your way back. Okay, Fernie Mac, I don't want to read that comment out loud.
Because they provide a reliable path back to the entrance. In the dark,
Look at that as well.
because they provide
That guideline is yellow. It shows you the way, just like in the games. You follow the yellow path.
a reliable path back to the entrance. In the dark,
Okay, let's say the friend convinced me and said, okay, yeah, let's go in the cave. Don't worry, we'll have all safety protocols. Don't worry, we're not going to be like these stupid YouTubers who go climbing into the cave without any experience or safety protocols. We will do it properly. And he managed to convince me to come. And then we're at the mouth of the cave. My question would be, so do you have the guideline? And he says no. Stop right there. I'm turning around and going home. Goodbye. Go explore the devil's ass crack by yourself. What was that cave video where the dude claims he saw some kind of supernatural stuff when he went so deep? I can relate, but she was just possessed. Apparently, I don't know. Never heard of that. I wouldn't have the guts to go underwater. Same here. There's no point putting yourself at risk underwater. Like, okay, if you have air to breathe and you get stuck under the earth, okay, whatever. But underwater, no. No. That's not happening. The only thing worse than being stuck in a cave would be stuck in an ice cave. Imagine being frozen and trapped. At least you'll die quicker.
disorienting environment of an underwater cave, even experienced divers can become confused about direction and distance.
Have you seen the video called High Anxiety Inside Cave? Don't remember the name. Okay, I'll have a look at this right after this one then. High Anxiety Inside Cave.
If Patton and his companion had installed a guideline at the beginning of their dive, they would have been able to follow it directly back to the entrance instead of swimming into the deadly blind chimney. Patton's death was not an isolated incident. Jacob's Well had already claimed numerous lives over the previous decades, earning its reputation as one of the most dangerous dive sites.
I think we're done with this one. Let's see the comments. Hands up all those who aren't caving this weekend. Raise his hand. My fellow non-cavers, it's nice to see you all staying away from death caves and only watching death cave videos in your home. Keep up the good work. That sounds like a wussy comment right there. The Z cave is a situation that is up there on why would you ever do that list of caving accidents. For about 3 seconds I thought, what would I do faced with those choices? Then I went, nope. I wouldn't be in those situations. Exactly. Ice crevices are instant death, even if you survive the fall. Some people die in those. Okay, so what's this video then? High anxiety inside cave. High anxiety. I hope it's not some funny song. Is this it? I'm guessing this is it. I'll click it.
Alright guys, we're back at Petty John's cave. I'm excited. We haven't been here in quite a while, and we're trying to get all the way down in the
That entrance is enough to make you turn around and just say no.
stream passage to a place called
Look at that, how small it is. Why would you do that?
High Anxiety.
That's it, that's enough. Stop right there. Turn around, go home.
That's the entrance.
No way, it's getting even thinner.
Hey.
Well, this guy knows what he's doing. Imagine going down there and some aliens are like, alright mate, fancy a pint.
Made it. Yep. This is the entrance room. This thing is huge. Oh yeah, you can see everything now.
What are you down here looking for anyway? Treasure. It all looks the same all around. There's nothing interesting here. Wow, you've got rock walls all around, covered in slime. Amazing. Frick that, man.
We almost made it. That's right.
There's an Airbnb located at the bottom of a cave. Takes about 8 hours to get down. Really? I wonder if it makes any money. The underworld of New York is mad. People have been living in the undergrounds for years.
I barely
They're probably gonna be living underground soon. Apparently New York is sinking.
fit with my backpack. Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I hear the sound of water. Stop, turn around, go home. These places were not designed for humans to crawl around in. It just looks the same all around, except it gets thinner and thinner. It's like you're crawling through a pile of shit. If I got asked to join a cave spelunking team, I'd proudly and defiantly say, "No thanks, bro." Good answer. If it looked more fleshy, this would be a real-life Scorn event. I miss playing Scorn. I want to play Scorn again. I remember those weird videos of Jewish people crawling out of the manholes in NY. Yeah, what was that about anyway? I heard about that, some underground something in New York. What were the Jews doing there? I watched a film called As Above, So Below. I saw that too. It's set in the catacombs of Paris. Not a cave, but kind of creepy. I saw it too. Good movie.
I think I did that completely wrong. It worked.
They actually look like they're crawling around a pile of gigantic shite. Have you watched The Descent? That scared me shitless as a kid. No? Oh. I hear some intense water sounds. That's not good. Has anyone seen 28 Years Later yet? No, I haven't.
Dang, it's pumping today.
What are they gonna do without water? Have a shower. Descent is cool. Another movie is just called Catacombs, which was okay from what I remember. Bunch of women go cave diving, get stuck in the cave, and the cave's full of cannibals. Huh.
Oh, heck yeah. That's night and day difference right there. Yeah.
You know what? You can see a waterfall up on the Earth's surface as well, and it looks better up there.
Look at all the fossils on the wall. Oh, yeah. The forbs and stuff sticking out. You going up? Oh, that.
Oh man, it's coming to the water now. Watch The Crazies if you like 28 Days Later kind of movie. The Crazies is a good movie.
Water is deep, deep. No kidding. I made it. Whoa.
Stop going into the water. Don't go into the water. Stop. Whoa, I never had a shower before.
Dude, it's so loud over there. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. We gotta go up. Alright, yep. Off we go. Right.
You know, this cave doesn't seem so bad. It seems pretty open.
Alright, bro, I think this is it. High anxiety. Dude, we're at high anxiety? Yeah, we gotta climb up into this room right up here.
Alright, let's see what this high anxiety is exactly is then.
Oh, boy. Holy moly. That looks scary. Yeah.
Turn around, go home.
We gotta go through that? We do. Alright. There's a reason they call it high anxiety, guys. That's right. So you're going into the rock pile?
I'd do this if someone knew the cave inside out, but otherwise, no thanks. Fernie, you have not been paying attention, and you have not learned the lesson. Everyone who gets stuck in these caves has 20 years of experience in the caves. They're the ones who seem to be getting stuck in the caves. Even if they know the cave inside out, do not follow them. No.
Yeah. Alright. Wish us luck, guys.
He said, wish us luck, guys. The fact that he posted this video means he made it out alive.
Oh, this
Look, man, look at these rocks. Any time a rock like this can just suddenly dislodge and fall onto you. And it has happened to cavers. To be fair, with 20 years experience, these guys have to have gotten complacent. That's probably it. Good answer. The more experience you have, the more likely you are to die. It's like reversed for these people. Crawling through a 10-inch gap is crazy. Look at these rocks, the way they're formed. Any time one of them could just slip and fall on you.
Oh, this is
And look, have you noticed they haven't seen any animals down here? Animals don't come in these places.
Maze. I know. Man, we can find our way through these. We might have to split up. Start poking our head through every little hole we see. That's right. We have never made it past here. We're definitely probably 2 hours back in this cave. And that's after knowing our way.
If I found a forgotten pyramid out of nowhere, I'd be very excited because I like pyramids. I like ancient Egypt. Getting into a 10-inch gap is nothing, just ask Panda.
Oh, this is tight, man. I know.
This is tight, man.
This is the sketchy
My mind is playing the games.
part. I feel like it's gonna collapse down.
You feel like it's gonna collapse down and you're still going.
Oh, it does open up. Yeah, it opens up big over here. Yeah, it does.
Alright, I don't want to watch their whole video here because it's their video, but
We're in it now. This is as sketchy as it gets.
nice one, Fernie. Okay, I'll stop now. I can feel Napper's discomfort. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to stop you guys, but like, you're making me feel a bit weird. I know it's Pride Month and I'm supposed to not be like holding you back, but yeah.
Okay, I made it through.
Okay, I had enough of this video. What else do we have? Hey Panda, there's this one channel that you're gonna like. I don't know if you know it already. It's called... What is it called again? What was it called? It'll come to my mind. There it is. Urbex Hill. Do you know this channel? This channel. This guy. He explores these places. Abandoned places. This has gotta be AI. AI. Eight terrifying and disturbing things caught on doorbell cameras.
On November 30th, 2021, a woman in Dallas posted footage of a man standing outside her apartment door late at night. This incident, which was captured by her Ring doorbell camera, raised significant concerns as the man had been stalking her and standing outside her door almost every night. She stated that she has contacted...
This is what I've been dealing with since October 31st. This man has been outside of my apartment almost every night. I have contacted everyone that I know to contact about this. What is it gonna take for y'all to protect and serve? Oh yeah, same. This guy inspires me to want to go and explore abandoned buildings as well.
the police about this problem she's been dealing with since October 31st. But according to her, not much was done from the authorities to keep this man away. Here is what she recorded.
You know, if that was me, and I saw this man outside every day, I would like psych myself up one day. Be like, okay, I'm gonna be ready for him. But when he stands there, I'm just gonna come flying out with a big stick and whack him. Hold on a minute, he looks a bit funny, he does. How do we zoom in on his face? He has an unusual looking mustache and some deep sunken eyes. Have you ever seen the crackhead who backflips off a roof? There's something to crack, he walks it off. I haven't seen it. Okay. This guy's on drugs. That's what I think. This is what drugs does to you. You want to know something funny? We lived next to a hotel that was a pub that burned down. And it was a cracked in, now it's a hotel. So much has happened in that damn building. It's important to have a firearm in your possession at all times. The problem is, some states in the US, they don't allow it, do they? And us UK people, we can't have firearms. We have to train to punch really hard. Most of these people are trolling, but when they mess with the link way, it's game over. See, that's right. That's the best comment. Let me pin that comment. Whoa, I clicked report. No, that's not what I want to do. Pin. There we go. That's the comment of the day. All right. See what he does. People like this, you just beat the hell out of them once, they'll never do it again. In South Africa, you get locked up for shooting someone in self-defense, even if they break into your home. That's so dumb. If someone enters your home, you should be able to kill them. You should be allowed to. Wow, he tried the door handle, he did. I would beat the shit out of this guy, I would damage him so bad and then just drag his body off somewhere. Lock him up in this cupboard here, or just throw him somewhere in the trash bin outside.
Videos that are shown, the man just stands there while occasionally talking to himself. At one point, you can see a beer in his hand before he walks away. Minutes later, he returns to the door stumbling.
It's gotta be scary for a woman.
Seemingly drunk, he then grabs the door handle in an attempt to enter the woman's apartment.
And that's the worst part, he tried to get into the apartment. Lock your doors. Always check your doors. If I knew this guy was standing outside my home, I would batter the shit out of him. I'd use the metal nunchucks I got, I don't care. Mess him up and then later explain that, oh, I had to protect my home. I don't know if that would protect me though. That one trying the door right there, that's an act of war, that is. It makes me angry watching this guy try the door. He deserves his head smashed in. Awful country, wouldn't recommend visiting here ever. If you just go out 100% aggression, they don't expect to turn the tables for sure.
On December the 2nd, she posted an update stating that she is now safe and that security...
Okay, so he's got somebody that confronted the guy. That's good. Well, that's a happy ending for this lady.
Security guards of the apartment are regularly patrolling. Video captures the shocking incident involving a middle-aged Asian couple targeted in what appears to be a follow home-style robbery by a masked man wielding a gun. This alarming event took place in southern Seattle, Washington.
Alright, you know, I don't want to watch the whole videos of all these people, but I want to go on one more channel. We'll do one more thing and then I'll head off. Nuke's Top 5. These are pretty good. Scary videos to make you cry like a little baby. Let's have a look. Napa, can I recommend something? Type in Woolwich Foot Tunnel. I live near it and walk through it anytime I go shopping. Alright. Wow, that looks creepy. You actually walk through here.
A few weeks back, I was out with some friends in Woolwich, and in the early 2010s he'd arrived, seemingly impossible.
People shit themselves over it. It does look pretty creepy. Alright, I've seen it. I've seen it now, I mean. Yeah, it looks really long. I don't think they thought it through when they designed it. They should paint some like happy pictures in there. Like Puppy Playtime or something. Goes from East London to South London. Damn. Alright, I want to end it with this video because there's some creepy stuff in these videos.
This next video was sent in by a Nuke's Top 5 viewer, but unfortunately it was posted to the internet without a source. So the story goes that a woman claimed to have a doll that was haunted, and she said that she would often catch it moving all on its own. After being asked repeatedly by viewers, she decided to point a camera at the doll and live stream the entire thing. Around an hour in, with skeptical viewers watching closely,
The voice narrator sounds like he has a cold or something.
was a bit of movement. Watch closely.
Alright. So, I think most of these kind of videos are fake. So let's watch it closely and judge it for ourselves and see what's going on. I'll full screen it just so everybody can see. Actually, that'll probably look like I'm copying the video. I'll keep it like this. Oh, I was not expecting that. Alright, that's explainable. It could be gravity. Maybe gravity shifted sideways for a second and then went back to normal. Science, it's explainable. That's explainable too. Maybe there's an electromagnetic current in the earth that just made that chair jump like that.
Now, the doll doesn't actually move, but the items surrounding it in the storage closet fly violently across the room, and even on top of the doll. Viewers have speculated that because goodbye.
There, I've done my hypothesis. Now let's go to the next one.
A woman who calls herself Sissy says that her husband passed away 8 months ago under very sudden and unexpected circumstances. One day, as Sissy and her son Clarence are walking out of their front door, their Ring camera records something very
That was Joshua Head kicking someone from 5,000 miles away. Good explanation right there. You see, you just explained it with science right there. So there's nothing to be afraid of. There's a perfectly logical explanation by Panda right there. One sec, I need a sip, I do.
Strange.
Can I go, Grandma's? Come on. Let's go.
Panda's a scientist.
I like what you.
I agree. Look,
Wait,
Panda.
okay. Oop, come on, Clarence. I think my mom got one. Okay. That's what I was just about to ask.
Alright, this seems like a boring video. I'm going on to the next one. Boring. I don't care what a kid says. Kids say random things all the time, like just because they look at a corner of the room and start smiling doesn't mean there's a ghost there.
It is not Brenda. You've just said it's.
Go on then. Why did that kid look at the camera and say daddy? Maybe he was imagining a dad.
Brenda. It's not Brenda, is it? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to take deep breaths. Who am I communicating? I'm losing my. Who am I communicating with through this phone? My nose is bleeding right now. Oh my god. The demon it's trying to say. I know I've got no tissue, but my nose is bleeding right now.
What do you think of these Ouija board things? What do you think, Panda? Can you give us your scientific hypothesis on Ouija boards?
The body's moving. Oh my god, right, that's it, I'm done.
If that happened to me, I'd be like, cool, there's a ghost here. I'd try to communicate with the ghost even if it threw a chair at me. I'd be like, if you want to fight, come out properly, instead of being a coward, throwing chairs at me. It's a scammer's moment, a scanner's moment. Wonder if her brain jar explodes.
I'm off. I'm sorry, guys.
She hears a strange sound from the floor above her and her nose starts to bleed. But still, she decides to continue her session. Suddenly, the Ouija board flies off the table and finally, she decides that she has had about enough.
Explanation: Brenda is the person who lost Joshua's footage. She then got head kicked and became a ghost. Thanks, Panda, for bringing the order and balance back into this insane world of ours.
And she just gets out of there. A guy named Angelo decides to camp in a forest that is said to be haunted.
Okay, this has got to be a good one. Because this is my favorite kind of setting. A creepy, weird place. If a ghost was living in my house, I'd tell him he needs to help pay rent or he's getting thrown out. They're stupid but funny. I'd use one of those for a laugh. Yes, same. If a demon gets summoned, I'm gonna be like, look, bud, let's try and negotiate here. Let's try and do something. I'm a human, you're a demon. We can work together and conquer both worlds. Nose is bleeding because the damage from Joshua's kick had possessed her. Who would have thunk it? Like, you'd know how to bring. My mind's blank. You know how to bring. I'll just say it again. Order and balance back into this insane world of ours.
He's a bit unnerved by the spooky surroundings, but nevertheless, he decides to try to contact any nearby spirits with a Ouija board.
You know what? I'm gonna make a video like this. I'm gonna go outside in the middle of the night and be like, "Hey guys, I'm out here looking for a ghost. What do you think? Should I do that?" Let's put a poll. Should I go out exploring late at night and make ghost videos on the Lin Kuei channel? Yes, no. Go into the Earth's cracks. There we go. Poll started. 100% don't even need to poll it. I think a demon would not possess me. They'd be, "Get me out, it's bleak in here." Your name, Damien, sounds like a demon anyway. So, like, could you be the demon in the chat? I voted Earthscrack. Of course you did. Oh, you know what? It's 3:30 in the morning right now. I should probably get going and go do it.
As you might expect, it did not go well.
Okay, this is my serious hypothesis. I think this guy is just making a fake video. I don't trust it. Would you do a Ouija board live? Why not? Why not? I'll buy one and try it out. But I don't want to do it in my home in case the demon decides to stay here. I don't want to harass the rest of the people in my home. I don't mind harassing myself.
Just heard something move outside the tent.
Did ya? Like in the middle of a forest, you heard something move outside of the tent. That's very unusual, isn't it?
Okay, I'm gonna end the session for a second, okay? I'm closing off the session.
Did you even do anything? I'm not spiritual, but I'm super skeptical about it too. As he took out a knife. What's he gonna fight with? Oh yeah, I know. He's brought. He's better. He's using knives this time because it works better for close encounters. Do a Ouija board, learn about it, and do it legit. Would love to watch it.
I don't see anything. That was weird. It literally walked as it walked. It literally sounded as if...
Stacy.
What the f*** was that?
That was cool. This is fake as shit. You can explore a cave napper, but you need to come back. What happened there?
Stacy.
Walked as it walked. It literally sounded as if...
Stacy.
What the...
What do you think? Is his reaction legit there? It looks legit to me.
Walked. It literally sounded as if...
Yeah, his reaction looks legit there.
Stacy.
What the f*** was that?
Videos about the Aokigahara forest are pretty creepy. Alright, I'll probably make it a topic for next time. I'm gonna make this one the last video. I think most of us don't believe it, but we respect it. You wouldn't see me in a haunted house by myself, even if I'm not spiritual. I'll be honest, right? If I went to a haunted house by myself and I knew it was haunted, my hair would stand on ends and my heart would beat faster. But I think that the want for capturing something on camera would make me do it.
Nope, no. That's... I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know if I want to know what the hell that was. What do I do?
Well, we all know one thing, he's not sleeping tonight.
Honestly, I think I should probably leave. Yeah, let's, I think I'm gonna do that.
Angelo begins to freak out from the strange sounds that seem to surround his tent and decides it's time to leave.
Okay, exit is just down that way. Oh, that was a really bad idea. Okay. I just heard something. Something made us.
Wait a minute, he heard something. I didn't hear nothing. My ex was into all this and never once caught anything about bragging about seeing loads of stuff. I just think she was crazy though. Never caught anything with me there. Oh. I don't know what the sound was.
Okay.
All I can hear is like video edited sound effects.
I just heard something. Something made a sound in my ear. What the?
Calm down, man. It's just a mosquito.
What the was that?
Relax.
Nope. Let's just go. There's the exit.
A guy named Brendan Castagnon says that he used a Ouija board in his house, but didn't sign off properly at the end.
I used to have a crippling fear of the dark till I was like 11. Used to share a room with my older bro. Would not sleep till he was there. Don't you remember my Linkway video where I'm walking around in the dark at 3 a.m. in the middle of the park where it's pitch black dark at night? It's so dark that you can see the sky in the middle of the night.
End of the session. He claims that after this, he began to experience strange paranormal incidents in his home. One night, he awakens to the sound of something moving around in the other room. He grabs his...
I think all of this is just he's really scared. He was really scared of the experience he had, and now his mind is playing tricks on him. If he just stops being scared, he'll be back to normal.
Phone and starts to record.
Okay, that's creepy. That was my favorite video from Linkway. Nice. I need to do more of those. I hate these kind of videos because I always feel like this kind of thing is fake. It's always a ghost just poking its head out like this. I don't believe it. I don't believe that's real. Fake. Shut the hell up. I don't believe in this bullcrap. Fake video.
Face seems to peek around the corner, but when Brendan approaches, there's nothing there.
Yeah,
Now
I've seen it
terrified,
100
he tries
times.
to retreat back to his room.
Most of these vids are just people freaking themselves out, but every now and then there's ones where it's like, okay, that was well done if it was fake. Yeah, I agree.
The door slams shut right in front of him. Brendan Castagnon says that after
fake.
After this incident, he never used the Ouija board again. And thankfully, the supernatural incidents in his home have slowly stopped occurring. Abandoned or not? A guy who calls himself Native Penguin was doing some urban exploring on the grounds of the Cherokee Heritage Center in Park Hill, Oklahoma. A collection of old buildings were built on the site of the former Cherokee Female Seminary, a boarding school for girls that burnt to the ground in 1887. Suddenly, Native Penguin starts to hear something very strange.
Okay, let's listen.
Am I tripping or is there something going on in here?
There's a certain energy that comes from the realer videos. This one was just child level.
What the?
Stick your camera in the crack.
O Senhor, ligado ao Koiga Hani, Hidaki Sani, Iditalaki, after moving to Indian Territory, Cherokee Nation set aside 1 acre of ground for ancient church congregation.
It could just be a radio. Am I tripping? That's how I know it's fake already. I'll just skip it then. It just sounds like some BS that does. What the hell? His reflection looks more scary than the video.
Some strange white apparition seems to glide by just behind the building's
Ah, shut the hell up. Why? I hate these apparition things as well. Get the hell out of my face.
When he notices that a car has crashed through the fence of the local graveyard, he starts to film.
Boring.
Now, this video was filmed 3 years ago, and to this day, Mark claims that the video he captured
Alright. Okay, this looks a bit more
She's
interesting.
recording herself practicing a new dance routine. Something happens that is truly terrifying.
Is that a dance?
Remember the friends?
No, I don't remember. Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
What the hell? Okay, this one has the scary vibe. This one's done it. This one actually got me like a little bit uncomfortable.
Please get out of my apartment.
I'm guessing it's just somebody drunk. But this one's good.
Please get out of my apartment.
Luckily, Jeanette escapes unharmed. She calls the police and they check her apartment, but the intruder is no longer.
What's the most legitimate ghost video you ever seen? None. Okay. There's that one video where this man is looking at some swings, and the swings are swinging wildly. They're swinging like crazy. That seems quite weird.
Longer there. Jeanette says that the man was never caught. But it gets even weirder, because after Jeanette uploaded the video of her frightening experience, observant viewers notice something very strange. As Jeanette is fleeing her apartment, something seems to open the door right in front of her, as if clearing her path so that she can get away.
Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
Alright, is that door opening thing fake? This could be fake now that we saw that door opening by itself.
Seems to open the door right in front of her, as if clearing her path so that she can get away.
Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
Why didn't you point the camera at the thing, man, properly?
her past so that she can get away.
Please get out of my apartment. Please go of my apartment.
Why would you leave your front door unlocked anyway, you idiot?
Jeanette says that she has no idea how this could have happened.
I don't know. I'm just as confused as you guys are. I have no idea what happened. This door is not the easiest to open, and this is why I think it's like a divine thing, or like, I don't know, a ghost, or I don't. Yeah. It's not easy. So it's not like just like the wind pushed it or anything. I think someone actually, or something, I don't know.
So now let's cut ahead to a few days later. Jeanette and her friend are unboxing some of her belongings as she continues to move into her new apartment. But her friend sees something that gives her the chills.
Okay, it's suspicious that she's recording everything. That's suspicious. Why would you be recording this? I still think it's fake because she was recording it from the same room where the guy was.
What? You saw.
That was some terrible acting.
What?
Okay, she screamed. And then she came running down and then she just nonchalantly says, I saw a man in your bedroom. Instead of being worried.
You saw a man in my bedroom?
He was right there between the green table and the bed, against the wall like this.
No.
Jeanette's friend says that she saw a man just standing in the bedroom. But now, the man is gone. A few
Terrible
days
acting.
later, and again,
Yeah, terrible acting.
and Jeanette hears some strange noises from somewhere in her apartment. What happens
You need hidden cameras for this, not setup ones. This feels like a setup.
next is pure nightmare fuel.
Why is she always recording stuff? Come on then. Uh-huh. Team You Blair Witch Project. Yeah, she just so happened to be recording her cat the split second it happened. And more bad acting, exactly.
Jeanette considers running out the front door, but instead she rushes into her nearby bedroom and grabs her pepper spray. But as she turns around, her blood runs cold as she sees something slowly make a deep imprint on her mattress, almost as if some spirit actually sits down on her bed.
But isn't that the part of the mattress which, when it's quilted or something, what is it?
As she runs out of the room, and as if something slowly make a deep imprint on her mattress, almost as
Nah, man, I don't trust it.
sees Something slowly make a deep imprint
Okay. Look, this is
around
suspicious.
her. Blood runs cold as she sees
She just happens to be recording like this, where she's showing the corner of the bed, and then something makes an imprint. She done it on purpose.
something slowly make a deep imprint on her mattress. Almost as if some spirit actually sits down on her bed.
Nah, there's probably somebody under the bed pulling it down. Gonna get back on finishing this beat. Been a pleasure. Alright, Fernie Mac, nice one for joining us. Have a good one. I'm about to pack up in a minute myself.
As she runs out of the room in fear, she turns and the imprint on the bed is gone. Jeanette says that she is now terrified of the weird things going on in her new apartment. She says that friends have been staying with her until she can decide just
Alright, that looks like the most creepy thing in the video right now. I think we found the ghost.
what to do.
See, look. It's, why is she recording answering the door? And then the friend has a weird
Says
reaction
that
like that.
friends have been staying with her until she can decide just what to do. Black Mass.
Is that normal? I don't think so.
A young woman named Olivia Conkle says
It's always young women, and they're trying to make some money without doing it the wrong ways on the internet.
very strange
Fair enough. They're trying to get away from the bad side of the internet, so they gotta make money this way.
things have been happening at the apartment that she shares with her boyfriend. Doors in the apartment often just open and close all on their own. One night,
Look at that. They got a massive arrow right here in case you're blind and you can't see the door opening.
the apartment often just open and close all on their own. One night,
It reminds me of the Amityville photos, but the difference is those photos are actually scary. I gotta have a look now. Amityville photos. Sorry for the light mode. How do you spell it? Amityville. Okay, I understand.
the couple returns home and sees something truly horrifying that seems to be staring out of their apartment window.
Come on then, let's see this. What is this? What the actual F? It just looks like one of them coat hangers to me. Staged.
The couple looks around their
Fake and gay.
apartment, but there's just nothing there.
We're about to go in. I don't think I've ever been more scared of my life. I don't even have any words.
But the paranormal activity in their home seems to be getting worse every day. One night, Olivia is all alone when this happens.
Started recording because I heard scratching coming from that room, and then this happened. Turn volume all the way up. No. Look at the Amityville bed photo. They tried to copy that with the crease. Okay. Amityville bed photo. Oops. Okay. What the hell is that I'm looking at? Okay, I can't seem to find it, but I'll take your word for it. Actually, no, the real true horror is E.T. the video game.
So, are Olivia and her boyfriend being haunted by some dark, shapeless thing that hides in the shadows? You decide.
Alright, look. This is the explanation. Probably some wind is blowing a curtain up the window like that.
Hides in
And
the
then
shadows.
the wind went like a bit low.
You decide.
And then the wind was blowing the curtain from the other video too.
Scary videos. These are videos that are sort of in the scary video genre, but
Bro, I'm literally watching a horror movie. What the hell?
Alright, so it was just an old dog trying to remove his diaper.
That's actually funny. It's a dog, not a string.
But even that's a little bit scary. Poor doggy. Next, a man leads his little French bulldog back inside his apartment building, but someone has just set up a spooky Halloween decoration at the end of the hallway.
Okay, I'm not into this cute BS. Alright, I think that's the end then.
Doll to her cute little pug named Og.
I don't care about cute stuff.
But can this little dog sense something about the doll that we can't? Nah, probably not. Anyway, thanks for...
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna end it now. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had fun. I'll probably take a break tomorrow. I'm sad about the stream crashing and the computer crashing on Sync Weeks to Deep. I need to find out what's going on with the computer. Why is it doing that? And I might need to invite some professional help now. So yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining. Alright, Damien. See ya. See ya, Panda. It's alright, mate. Enjoy the YouTube videos anyway. Alright. Have a good one. See ya.